Hello, I thought I would do a video on buying a house with Persimmon, the developer. Oh, shush. It's my mother. And what the process is like, and some general questions that people have asked me. I'm hoping it's not going to be too long. I'm just do some like quick questions, and if there's any you want me to go into in a little bit more detail, then do please let me know, because I can do separate videos on you know, like the snags process, the home demo, actually getting in touch with Persimmon and getting involved with the mortgage advisor and that side of things. But for now I'm just going to answer a few questions that people have actually asked me on my previous videos about buying a house with Persimmon. So the first one is in regards to actually buying with Persimmon and what you do to get started. So basically all I did was email for the pricing list of the different sized houses, and then they were like, do you want us to get you in touch with a mortgage advisor, and they can go through your options with mortgages, you know, help to buy, the 5% deposit scheme and all of that. Another question we have had is, have you had any problems throughout the whole process? I can 100% say, from me emailing to ask how much the houses actually are to us moving in, there's been no problems. Obviously we had snags on the home demo, which I'll go into in a little bit more detail in a moment, and there was a few like longer waits in between, but COVID was happening throughout, and you know, buying a house is generally quite a long, boring process anyway, because the mortgage advisor back and forth with solicitors and the development people themselves, being Persimmon in my case, but we've had no issues. And I know there is quite a lot of scaremongering, I guess, with buying a new build, and especially Persimmon. When we went to buy this house, we looked on YouTube and the videos are not great in regards to Persimmon. There's so many negative ones, but we can safely say that our experience has been a positive one. We really like our house. There's obviously new build snags. You get them in every single new house that is built. You know, you're going to get shrinkage, you're going to get cracks. It's going to happen. You cannot avoid that. But no, it's been super good, super easy. Another question I had was if the fridge comes with the house, and the answer is no, nothing comes with the house. It's probably one of the things that is really annoying, and it does bump up the cost when you come to buy. So the house price itself may look amazing. You're like, oh, 3-bed house for however much, but it comes with nothing. The only thing standard is obviously your toilet and bath, and the cooker and the extractor fan, is that what it's called? Anyway, so that's what comes with it. If you want an integrated fridge, if you want upgraded cooker, you know, like the electric top, then you have to pay extra. If you want a splashback, you have to pay extra. Different colours of doors, worktops, there's so many different options that you do have to pay extra for. Another thing that does not come standard, which I think is ridiculous a little bit, is a shower. So you get the bathtub and you get the toilet obviously and the sink, but if you want the shower, the electric shower on the wall, you have to pay, I think the cheapest option for that is £835. That was with this development. What else did you have to pay for? Upgraded radiators. If you want a towel radiator in the bathroom, I can't remember how much it was, but you do have to pay for that. Outdoor taps, outdoor plug sockets, any turf you want laid, it's all extra. If you want me again to do a longer video on that kind of stuff, then I can, so please do let me know. But pretty much nothing is included. Another question, and it is kind of with finishing touches actually. I mean, it is a finishing touch, which is the flooring. You do not get any flooring as standard when you buy the house, so you either have to purchase it through Persimmon or you have to sort it out yourself. Luckily sometimes they do give incentives when you buy. I know one of my friends across the road, she had £5,000 worth of finishing touches free. So she chose through the catalogue £5,000 worth, which she didn't have to pay for. In our case, we had free flooring, which I know they charge for the whole house about £5,000. But that is, we're on the same development, so I don't know if, again, for different developments they give different kind of incentives when you purchase. So definitely ask, if you're interested in buying, what they can give you to incentivize you to purchase that house, because we got free flooring, they got £5,000 worth of finishing touches, and it's definitely worth you know, seeing if they are willing to offer you anything. So were the snags bad? No, in all honesty they weren't. So when the house is finished, all the inspections and everything have to go on before you come and see it, to make sure it's safe and all that. And then we come in for our home demo, so basically look around the house, check for any snags, anything you're not happy with, and then a few days later will be the exchange day, where you get your keys and move in. When we came to check for snags, I think there were literally only 5 or 6. There were a few scuffs on walls where they were bringing stuff in, flooring, etc. But I know like a day or two before they go over all of that with fresh paint. That was no problem. We had one radiator that was coming away from the wall, it wasn't bracketed on properly. Again, no problems. What other snags did we have? We had a leak in the shower, but not a leak really. Basically the pipe wasn't attached to the bottom of the shower correctly, so water was coming out of it. But they honestly sorted all the snags out. We've had no problems with any of the ones that we've noted down. So if you do go to your home demo and there's several things you're not happy with, they do get them all done in time. In our case they did, and as I've said previously, we've had no issues with Persimmon. If there's been a problem, they fixed it. So yeah. Did we have any problems after we moved in? Yes, we did. We have had a couple of things. So under the sink it was getting really condensation-y, just really like wet, and the surfaces were just, there wasn't puddles, but you know when it's like dewy. It's the best way I can explain it. It was like that, so they came and put insulation in under the pipes, like underneath. I don't know the technical terms, but that's what they did, and it stopped. So that was one. Oh, quite a big one actually is in our bathroom. The toilet was wobbling, so you'd step on the floor as you walked into the bathroom and the toilet would like jolt to one side. They had to drill a hole in the roof, or ceiling should I say, in the living room to go up through to the floorboards for the bathroom. I'm not sure what they're called, but they had to attach another, let's call it a bracket, onto the floorboard. I don't know if this was a faulty one that was already there, or if they just hadn't put enough in, so the stuff in the bathroom was wobbling and wasn't secure. I'm not sure, but that was probably the biggest issue we have had. And there was obviously a great big hole in our ceiling downstairs. To start with, I was worried that they weren't going to do it very well. I'll try and find the photo and pop it in of when they first did it, and it was just, they obviously put the board back on, and then the next day they came and plastered around it, and I was like, this is going to look terrible. It was just a brown square on our ceiling. I was like, oh god, here we go. Here's where those bad reviews are coming in. Like, it's not before you buy, it's after if you've got any problems. Like, it's just rubbish, they don't care because you've already moved in and that kind of thing, and I was panicking. But absolutely fine. They came in, he sanded it down, painted it, came the next day because he wasn't happy with the other guy who done it, the site manager, and he did it himself, and it's really good. Again, I'll take a picture and pop in what it looks like now. You can kind of see where it's done, but it doesn't bother me. It's actually, I think they've done it really well. So another issue we had when we moved in is the internet. So when you buy with Persimmon, you cannot use any internet supplier, unfortunately. You have to use their own, which is Fibre Nest. We wanted to go with like BT or Sky or someone who guarantees the speed, because we have to work from home now. But Fibre Nest were like, no, we've got this great speed package, blah blah blah. So we're like, okay, cool, we'll go with that. We have to, because we can't go with anyone else. And we moved in and they kept saying that they are having connection issues, or there's something wrong with the site that they need to fix and they need to connect it to the house. And it was just, I think it was about 5 weeks before we did get internet. That was probably the most annoying thing that happened after we moved in. So all over Christmas time we had no telly or internet, and luckily we get a good phone signal here because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do anything. We'd have been disconnected from the world. But yeah, so that was annoying, and I know my neighbours and all down this street have had the same problem. I don't know if it's an ongoing thing with like Persimmon's developments in general, you know, different sites, but this one in particular, I know that the internet connection being installed in each house is really slow. We let them know the day that we're moving in, hoping that it would all be connected and done, but it wasn't. So if you are looking to buy with Persimmon, maybe get on their case as soon as possible. As soon as you know your moving date, be like, fibre nest now please, say please, been asked. There's loads more I could go through in regards to Persimmon and the developer, but there is so much that I don't want to put it all in this video. But if you do have anything in particular, as I said, please do let me know and I'll do a video about that particular thing. One thing I will say though is that we moved in when they're still building, and I guess it would be like any other developer though, not just Persimmon. It's just really annoying with the building site around your house, but you have to expect it, don't you? You know, they do let you know which phase of building you are in before you move in, so you can't really complain about it. It's annoying, tractors going back and forth all the time, and the builders like to glare at you when you walk out your house, which this day and age you just don't do that, do you? But they do, they do. I don't want to be stereotypical towards builders, but it seems to be a common trend, so I don't know. Anyway, that aside, our experience of buying with Persimmon has been really good. You know, we've had a few little things that we're not happy with, the internet for example, the snags, but the snags that we saw in the home demo were all perfect when we moved in. We've obviously had a few issues since we moved in, but again, they've all been fixed perfectly, and since then we've had no problems. If you are interested, I will do more videos on particular things, finishing touches, snags, the home demos, the mortgage side of things, the help to buy, 5% deposit, etc. Let me know and we'll do that. But thank you, take care, and see you next time.